Hello, my name is Chef Ski, James Warneski, and this is Cooking with Ski. In today's episode, I'm going to be cooking a Polish dish. It's going to be stuffed meatballs with mushrooms and onions. It's going to be really good, so let's go ahead and get cooking. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the Polish meatballs made. So I'm starting with 1 pound of ground round, 80-20. That'll give you your best fat to meat ratio. So that render out a little bit. You're going to get a little bit of that flavoring coming from the fat rendering down. I'm adding in chopped onions, 1 beaten egg, marjoram, garlic, salt and pepper. And now here's the fun part. So now you have to get your hands in and start getting it all broken up, getting it all mixed up. And don't be squeamish here, because the best way to go ahead and get a meatball or a meatloaf mixed up is not through a spatula or a fork or a spoon. You gotta get your hands down in here, and you gotta get your hands in to get it all mixed up. That's the best way to do it. Now as you go through, you find that it's a little bit dry, be more welcome, add a little more milk into it, loosen it up a little bit. So now that I have the meatballs made, the mix is I'm going to start portioning these meatballs out. With 1 pound, I'm making the meatballs. They're going to be big meatballs at 4 ounces each, and I'm just eyeballing this. I don't have my scale out. I'm not weighing everything out. I'm just eyeballing everything. Now, as I was growing up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, I was going to school with a lot of Italians. So I grew up around Italians, going to their houses, and their mamas, and they were coming down from New York. So they were bringing their Italian New York recipes. Oh my gosh. To go in there and have Sunday dinner with an Italian family. Those Sunday gravy. When they brought out the pasta and everything, it's like, oh my gosh. So I learned from the Italians on how to make meatballs. Now these are Polish meatballs, a little bit different, but they are just as good. Now if you notice, I've been into a Polish kind of mix because that's my heritage. So you're going to see a lot of Polish recipes coming out that I've been working to get. So I hope you definitely enjoy these. So now I have these all rounded out, formed up. The next thing you're going to see is that I'm going to be ahead and getting ready to go ahead and meal to make and stuff them. It's going to be a little different. So as you can see, is I'm forming a pocket into the center of the meatball. And what I will be doing is forming it like a crater. Like you do a volcano, the crater of a volcano. So I'm going to be making the cup, then building up the walls around each of these meatballs. So this is where I'm actually going to be placing the mushroom and onion mixture after I got it cooked up. That's where we're going to be stuffing these. It's going to be with the mushroom and onions, filling them up inside these craters of each meatball. Now as you can see, I do have the craters made up. Next step is we're going to go to the cast iron. I had that preheated. And we're going ahead and start rendering down the thinly sliced or sliced onions. Put a little bit of olive oil into here. And we're going to start rendering them down, softening them up, so that we go ahead and make the filling that is going to be going into these Polish meatballs. Now I'm starting to get these softened up. And as you can see, they are getting some color and softening. Now it's time to add in shiitake mushrooms. Now you can use any type of mushroom you want, white mushrooms, but I really do love the flavor and the taste and texture of shiitake mushrooms. So it's what I choose, but you can use anything you want. This is your meal. This is your dish. You can make it any way you want because you're the chef of your own kitchen. And one thing I do, I'm big fan of, is every layer that I work on, every layer that I add, you will see me seasoning. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, building that flavor. Now that I have the mushrooms and the onions sauteed down, and the next new thing is I'm going to be adding in the sour cream. That's going to make the sauce to these mushrooms and onions. This is very typical, very traditional of European, is to use a sour cream base, especially in Germany, Poland, different regions that you go to. Very heavy on the sour cream, paprika. Not using paprika, but yeah, a lot of sour cream. And you're just going to mix this up. And again, I'm going to season this up. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And we're going to use this as the filling that's going to go back into the Polish meatballs that I made. And now that we have the sauce and filling made, now we're going to get ready to go ahead and take this sauce we just made, that mushroom, onion, sour cream sauce that we seasoned up. Now we're going to start portioning it out into the craters, into the cups of the craters of each meatball that we made. This is the fun part. Starting to come together. So now I have the meatballs formed up, got the filling of it made, and we got one more thing to put on top. And of course I gotta make it look nice and neat. Yeah, that's the chef of me coming out. Now the next step I have on this is, now that we got the meatballs made, we got the stuffing made that's fixed and fillings going inside it, is to top with cheese. Lots and lots of cheese. Now typically in European dishes like this, and this just actually calls for, it's like a Gruyere, a nice melting, creamy melting cheese. Conte, Gruyere. But where I'm at, I don't have access to that. So I went with a nice pepper jack. So the topping of it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more like a baked cheese that you get a nice golden brown on top when we're finished. You'll see. Because now I have it all made up. And I have it on parchment paper to make it easy to clean up afterwards. It's going into the oven. This is a preheated 350 degree oven. We're going to bake the meatballs for 20 minutes. And through the wonders of time-lapse video, voila, they're done. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice golden top brown. Cheese is browning up nicely. Oh, those meatballs are looking good. I already have some sous chefs that are drooling. They say, okay, chef, you know what the deal is with this. They come to us. So here's the done meatballs stuffed with mushrooms and topped with cheese. Now I made a mashed potato to go along with these. Mashed potato is bacon. It's a loaded potato with bacon, pepper jack. And now here we go in. Here's the fruits of the labor. Going into sample this delicacy. This is a traditional Polish dish, which is Polish meatballs stuffed with mushroom and onions and topped with a nice baked cheese, saddled on top a plate of mashed potatoes. Oh, that looks so good. And the texture is really good. The creaminess of the potatoes, the flavor of the mushrooms, and the meatballs all went together. So at this time, instead of going in and tasting it, yeah, it's good. If you choose to go ahead and make this, let me know. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bar and bell if you want to go ahead and get an update on my videos, which I'll be bringing more out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is say, from my kitchen to your table, enjoy.